no, they like the most obvious content of all the works is somehow immigration in Western Europe. For me, that issue is somehow is a point where our culture in general, or Western cultures, dilemmas is very outspoken, you know. So maybe you could see the motivation behind the work as not about, you know, agitating or talking about you know, immigration in Europe, but actually talking about the dilemma or the collapse of our you know, of the concept of our coexistence, the Western culture. For me, it works that way, that many of the pieces shown here was actually meant for another context. I mean, it's just like meant for be realized on the street, you know, and then moving them into here, you know, you somehow create a new situation, but actually that situation is maybe like, you know, less flirty formally, but at the same time, what you establish, the moment you establish here, is also a moment where the concept become very clear again. Turkish jokes, which is such a broadcast of jokes in Turkish by Turkish people, broadcasted in a square. For the first time I realized was in Oslo, Norway. And there, the changes this piece made to the environment was that this square became more like foreign, you know, and it means just like it's just like slowly, and we're talking small changes, but it became more and more a meeting point for foreign people. With a piece like that, it somehow have two audiences, you know, because it have an audience of people who just meet this as an intervention on the street, who is not informed about this as an art project, or who is not like, you know, arriving because they want an art experience, you know. And this is the change I'm talking about. And then, of course, also a piece like that also have an art audience. It means just like some people come to arrive on the square because they want to see this art piece or to experience this art piece. That maybe one group of receivers that I find maybe even more interesting is the people who they pass by, they listen, they can't really, you know, get clear with what is this. And they move on in their daily life, you know, they run to the supermarket and so on. And maybe I'm very interested in what is happening in their mind, you know, because suddenly they had one day, they were around in Oslo, and every information they got made sense, but once didn't, you know. With a piece like that, there have also been a motivation from my side, actually, of using so very like political language and very so informative media, like broadcast of spoken text, into making something which has parallel to psychoanalytic, you know, so which is kind of a therapy for the society or for the one human being, you know. So even though it doesn't use the language of therapy, it's somehow by being abstract, by not making sense, you know, even though it used the language of really making sense, you know, because spoken text has a certain authority. You know? Art is one of the part of the society which is kind of, which is able to challenge reflection. And I don't mean challenge reflection on political level or whatever, but challenge reflection of the one human being's own existence. Actually, you know, like, actually, I think my motivation for doing art is also based on that I have a I'm very convinced about art as media, and convinced about art as a very important factor in the society. Even though you're always, you know, you're always in the paper, you're always in the second section, you know, and always culture, and always this frame of being culture, you know. But at the same time, I think I think art is really important. To be abstract is not very welcome many places in the society, you know. It means like if you do politics, you know, you are not, you know, it's just like it's not welcome to be abstract. or philosophic, you know, then you do politics, you know. And if you do philosophy, you have to be constructive in the philosophy terms, you know. But in art, you are actually, it's a field where you are welcome to actually to be abstract, yeah? And to pose questions, you know. It means just like that you talk about something without coming with any solutions. These works is actually made in Northern Europe, and I don't think that even though I work in many different countries and many different contexts, then somehow I do not believe at all in this, how do you say, international working, you know. I think everything I do is local, and I can only orientate as an existence of in a local context, you know. And these pieces are somehow coming from Northern Europe, you know, so like Danish, German, Dutch, whatever my influence is. And then arriving here in Spain, I'm very curious because when it comes to the topic immigration, Spain has another story than Germany. Create art, you need that distance, so that's a very good starting point. It's just like, you know, it means I'm maybe born with a existential construction or constructed in a way that I don't need to force that, you know, because it's already there and it was always there, you know. So this distance to everything and this, which also make you able to look at things from many different angles, because I just can't really feel as a part of anything, you know. The works don't give any specific direction about what the society should do or what the individual should do. But of course, there's a very big value in that I take some issues and bring them in here, you know. And just in your choice of issue, you know, that's a very strong statement, you know. You take the attention of people and point them towards something. So like the Turkey Square, or this square in Oslo becomes more Turkish or more Philippine or whatever, more foreign, you know. But this place also, you know, the Fundació Miró becomes more foreign by the fact of having these works here, you know. And you actually, and I'm part of changing the power balance, you know, because you put attention to something, but that also means, you know, if you choose to put attention to something, you move away the attention from something else.